Hello and thanks for joining us for today for another live broadcast of SMTV on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Jonathan Sellers.
Jonathan, you know what Justin Timberlake is doing?
No, what is he doing?
He's bringing MySpace back.
What? Get out of here.
No, he is. You know, MySpace is like that. I wonder if MySpace is like that high school nerd everybody picks on when they're in class and then grows up to be, you know, a billionaire.
That's a good question, you know, because they've been the abandoned amusement park of the internet for a while now.
That's a great
It's
analogy.
really like a, you know, social network where just everybody's left and there's tumbleweeds blowing through it.
Right.
You know, nobody is interested. No, right now, if I asked you, Duncan, could you find your old MySpace profile and log in or anything like that? Do you think you could do it?
I definitely couldn't log in. I don't know if I could find the profile, but I can tell you I could not log in.
Yeah, me neither. But so, you know, nobody uses MySpace more. Frankly, it just hasn't been relevant. But obviously, Justin Timberlake has something to say about that.
He does. Well, they tried to make the transition over to a music platform for artists, and that was somewhat successful. Now, Justin Timberlake, who has a big piece of MySpace, a big share in it, they're going to revamp the whole thing, so it's more of a social music platform. It's a place where you can share what you're listening to. There's a whole music menu, little navigation bar down at the bottom. The little video that they've put out to tease what it is that they're developing is pretty neat. I mean, the whole layout here is really nice looking. It's really a gorgeous design, big photos. A lot of great animation for the navigation that shows you where you are and where your friends are, what they're doing, and what they're listening to. Some pretty interesting stuff.
Now, and a lot of the layout too some of it looks like Pinterest. I mean, it looks like they've taken a lot of pieces from different social networks and sort of combined them, and then added a little Spotify to the mix too, so you could pick and select whatever songs you want to share or play and enjoy while you're on the site. I mean, it looks like they've taken the best of all these networks and sort of trying to put them together, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all works, you know, in tandem. I'm really excited to see what they've got up their sleeves.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake now has Ringo's All-Star Band.
Oh.
That was a bad reference. But I totally see what you're saying about having all the little best parts of the social media platforms, and I completely agree. The first thing I thought was Pinterest when I saw the photo album view. So definitely be interesting to keep an eye on MySpace now, which we've kind of done just from a social media overview kind of perspective, just to keep tabs on what's going on. But now we'll have to pay a little bit more attention to it.
You know, Tom from MySpace, he's probably still pretty lonely, and now he's hoping everybody's going to come back and be his friend again. So that ought to be exciting to see.
Tom is really counting on Justin to make this all work. I want to remind you, anytime you have a question or a topic you'd like us to discuss on the broadcast, please send it over to us.
You can email us your questions to questions@splashmediau.com, or you can tweet them to us by using the hashtag SMTVQuestions.
Let's go ahead and get started with a question from Lori. Lori wants to know, should I remove certain comments from my Facebook page?
Well, Lori, it depends on the comments, obviously. If there's something that is very critical of you, maybe even, you know, over the line, there's vulgarities being used, then you probably want to remove it. Now, if it's general criticism of something that's happened with your business, you know, we try to address them directly by, you know, commenting or messaging that person, and try to get everything situated with our clients so that they will come back and say, oh, look, you know, I've interacted with these people, they've helped me with my issues, helped me through my problems, and everything has gotten settled. So we use it sort of as a public relations platform, in the sense of we try to fix things that when people comment negative comments on their posts, we try to fix those situations. And, you know, but if it is too vulgar, if it's too extreme, if it's too explicit, then definitely have no problems removing it, because, you know, you don't want to see that on a business page. So.
Great answer. Yeah, the first question you should ask when you see that kind of comment, or you see any kind of critical comment, is, can I publicly respond to this in a nice way? Because that's, as a business, you have to be nice about it. You can't, we've seen too many stories about businesses going the opposite way and turning customers off, and then your other customers see that.
Right.
The people in that customer's network see it. So you have to ask yourself, as a business, can I respond in a way that will give an appropriate answer, make us look like we have great customer service, and somehow resolve that issue. And if you can't, then you might have to delete that comment.
Sure. You always want to try to be professional and diplomatic about any of these situations, no matter how bad it might and critical it might be. You know, just work hard and depend on your staff to help you solve these issues with your clients and customers. And the customer will really appreciate that, and hopefully they'll reciprocate by providing a positive comment about your business, saying, look, these people helped me. They're great to do business with. Thank you for your help.
We've seen that happen. We've seen those negative comments turn into a positive comment because of that immediate response, because you're willing to take it public first,
right,
and then if you have to, resolve it privately.
Privately, exactly. Simon wrote to us, how do I connect with people while at my company's convention through Twitter?
I think the best way, Simon, is probably through a hashtag. These are used really well, especially in conventions and trade shows, conferences, because it's a great way to bring all of the parts of a conversation together in one place. And it's very easy to link to because hashtags are automatically shown as a link. When you click on it, it takes you to the rest of that conversation.
Definitely. That's a fantastic idea. And by using that hashtag, you know, it's an easy way to find people instead of just doing random searches. Like, let's say this is a Nike convention, you know, typing in Nike and just seeing all the other tweets about Nike that could possibly show up that wouldn't be convention related. So a hashtag would be a fantastic way to kind of organize that clutter so that you don't have to siphon through all of those different tweets. And you can find right away who's attending that convention, and maybe you can link up and create some new business for yourself or new contacts.
And it's so easy to do, too. I mean, searching for a hashtag is no different than searching for any other term from a tweet on Twitter. I pulled up one example. I looked for what's going on in October. The first one, because it's high up in the alphabet, happened to be the Asian Real Estate Association of America. They're having a convention in Las Vegas. Here's their website, and here is a search on Twitter for hashtag AREAA12 for their convention coming up next month. Now, not every convention is going to have a hashtag necessarily. They should now, right, since so many people are on Twitter. They should be using a hashtag, but it's very easy to either search for it, search for the terms included in that acronym, go to the website. Hopefully it's being published on the website or people are emailing about it. Hopefully the conference itself is getting the word out about how people can communicate with each other.
Yeah, that's really important, that employers should definitely put that effort into creating sort of a social media strategy for any sort of conference and convention they use, because it's a great way to sort of build camaraderie and also develop relationships amongst their employees, people who may not necessarily work together all the time, and collaborate and come up with some great ideas. I think it's something that you must do in 2012. So.
Definitely, no question. Sylvia wants to know, in the blogging world, what are trackbacks?
Well, Sylvia, trackbacks are basically notifications through your blog that lets you know when people have commented or posted or shared your blog on their own website or blog post. So basically, they're a very helpful tool for you to know when your content is being shared and sort of distributed throughout the internet world, and it's not just being hosted on your blog anymore. So. Would you like to add anything to that, Don?
Well, I can just say, personally, what confuses me is there are a couple different terms that are used for similar functions.
Sure.
There are trackbacks. In WordPress, you might see something called a pingback, and these operate very similarly. A pingback is the automatic notification you'll get in the WordPress environment, maybe by email if you have that set up, to let you know when someone has linked to your blog post. And you'll actually see these on a regular basis if you have really good SEO strategy going for all your posts, because you should be linking to yourself, pointing people to a relevant post, something with a supported key phrase, a related key phrase, something related to the current post you're working on. So you should actually be getting these notifications just by doing what you're doing through linking your posts together, even without having someone externally link to you, but it works that way too.
Brian wrote to us, what should I put on my sidebar of my blog?
Well, it's up to you, Brian. I would say, you know, a lot of blogs go with a top-level navigation. So maybe the navigation is at the top is where you want to put certain menu items or certain pages. But I pulled up a sample blog here, one of our clients, what you can do with the sidebar if you're already using the top for navigation here. On the side, we've got things like a phone number right here at the top so people know who to call, what number to call. I love putting a call to action button. I think a button near the top, as close to the top, is very important so they can see, here's the action that you want me to take. Okay, I'll click there. Mm-hmm. I love a subscribe field where people can subscribe and get automatic updates when you update your blog. Love having social media buttons. This one is for follow us on LinkedIn, for following the company page. And then some widgets, depending on what you're involved, which social media platforms you're involved with. You could have a Twitter widget is actually, this is a great example because it's not actually working on this particular page. So you can see if there aren't any updates or if there's a disconnect in there for some reason, that's what it would look like. But if it's on a regular blog page with that Twitter widget enabled, it would look similar to the Facebook widget where you have posts, you have whatever the latest update is there right at the top.
Yeah, who doesn't love widgets, right, Duncan? I mean, they can definitely be a great way to sort of show people that you are involved in social media, and when they visit your blog, they can look at your updates and posts and then subscribe. I mean, we use them as a tool to do that all the time. So
yeah, what it's really about, the bottom line here is how many different ways can I get somebody to share my content without it looking cluttered? I mean, you don't want to just cram every possible widget in there. If you have 2 or 3 ways for people to pass on your content, pass it along to someone else, that's all you need. But the idea is I want multiple places on the blog for people to be able to take that next step. I want to give them multiple opportunities to fill out a form, to call my phone number, to like this on Facebook. Just really, you know, you don't want to clutter, but you want to kind of force it down their throats so they are totally aware. There's no question what that next step is.
And I know we always talk about how knowing where your audience is so important. And so if you are struggling in building a community in one area compared to another social media area, you know, make sure you have the widget for that area on your blog, because it makes it easier for that's a definitely helpful way to build that community when you know, it's lower. So
yeah, if you've got a lot of great multimedia content, put a pin it button. So people can just one click pin your content on Pinterest.
Right, exactly. It's a great idea.
I love all these questions. That last one especially is kind of neat because we don't often talk about the widgets themselves, but some good stuff today. That's going to do it for today's episode. I want to thank you for joining us this Tuesday for SMTV. Keep those questions and topic ideas coming in. For Splash Media, I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Jonathan Sellers. Be sure you have a great day.